Hey, this is Kevin Drew from Broken Social Scene, and you are listening to The Leak in Review.
Now forget everything that you thought you knew from the shed of dreams, the leak in review.
Welcome back to the program. Thanks for the tune-in. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the love. My name is Leake. This is The Leak in Review. And this is part 2 of our two-parter with Kevin Drew of Broken Social Scene. Hopefully you've caught part 1. If you haven't yet, hit pause on this program right now. Go get part 1. Listen to that in full, because this is the pickup. In this episode, I speak with Kevin Drew about working with Downie, as Kevin had produced albums for Downie and the Tragically Hip. In fact, recorded the album Man Machine Poem, which was the album that was the final tour for the Tragically Hip. The Man Machine Poem tour was 10 years ago now. So as we celebrate that anniversary, we speak with Kevin about working with the band and the dynamics that are there. Kevin speaks about community and uplifting people in your community to bring new insights, bring new sounds, speaks about his friendships. And we also talk about Downie's passing. It was on October 17th, a day that both Kevin and I were doing an event together, as I was producing a show with Broken Social Scene in Calgary, Alberta, and just how that all played out that day. And it's interesting to hear his take on it. It was a real special moment. I'm really glad that I got to work with Kevin on that day. It's something I'll remember forever. If you can, hit like, hit share, drop a comment. Lots of Tragically Hip talk, lots of studio talk, lots of love, and there's some emotion for sure. Kevin Drew of Broken Social Scene coming up on The Leak in Review.
This program brought to you by the Tall Pines Music and Arts Festival. Hey everyone, looking for the perfect summer weekend in Muskoka? Don't miss the Tall Pines Music and Arts Festival, returning to the beautiful wharf in Gravenhurst, July 17 and 18. You got the backdrop of Lake Muskoka and a great lineup with more bands to be announced. Hawksley Workman, love that dude. That dude is such a good hang. Great artist, yes. Odds, here's something about Odds. Might be one of the tightest bands out there. Not to downplay anybody else's thing. The Tea Party. How many number ones have the Tea Party had? And then Paul Langlois of the Tragically Hip. He's going to be at the Tall Pines Music and Arts Festival, July 17 and 18. Live art, local vendors, food trucks, a kids zone, and the backdrop and the lakeside vibes of Lake Muskoka. Get your tickets today. tallpinesfestival.com, and we'll see you there. I'm going.
Hi, my name is Kim Stockwood. I am a proud Newfoundlander and a Canadian singer-songwriter. In a landscape where many lack access to health benefits or employee assistance programs, the Unison Fund serves as a lifeline of hope for musicians and music industry professionals facing medical emergencies or mental health challenges. To learn more about Unison and their programs, please visit unisonfund.ca.
Hey, this is Kevin from Broken Social Scene, and you are listening to The Leak in Review.
As a producer,
Yeah.
you know, you work with David Neufeld, and you've worked with all these fabulous producers. How do you produce? You've worked with junior bands all the way up to icons. What is your approach?
My approach is vibe. It always has been vibe. It's never been about what can you get from the song. It's like, what are you going to give the song? And I think that's what attracted certain people to me. I know with Gord, we just wrote together, so it was just so easy. But I think he's like that with a lot of people. At first you think, oh, I guess we have this connection, but he's just a very open writer with people.
I just assume that he has this never-ending scroll of lyrics.
I think he does. I think you saw that in the documentary. You just see stacks of journals everywhere. But I think you just try to get the best you can out of everyone. It depends. There's different circumstances for everything. I made a lot of records in my life where I wasn't doing so well, but I knew that I could get people in a room and get the best out of them, because that was the one thing that I still had in my integrity of trying to be a good human was melody. I knew what sounded great. And I know what joy within sadness is. And it's always something that I wanted to bring into everybody's music. And I think that I haven't really produced in a long time now. And I think that's more because when people ask me, it's usually people where I think you should be asking somebody else. You should be asking somebody in your social circle, in your, when these young acts come to me and ask if I'll mix something or I'll produce something, I just don't want to do it because I want them to empower their community, their friends. That's how we did it. That's how I went and worked with people. I think that's so important. Like, you got to keep creating people to do these things, because I do find it very repetitive, especially in the mainstream. It's all the same people working. It's all the same people's sounds. And we have to stop that eventually at some point. You need to have fresh. Fresh is the most important thing when it comes to vibe.
Well, I think to that too, it's if you don't have unique people working with unique artists, it's just going to be chasing that same flavor that is already out there.
Yeah.
That everybody has already heard. And that's why an artist like Jelly Roll pops out of nowhere, or someone like Post Malone goes from doing pop and indie alt songs to a full country record because of the crazy breadth of talent that person has, and it's a different approach.
Yeah.
Right? You were in the studio recording Man Machine Poem.
Yeah.
With the Tragically Hip. You're in Bath, Niles is there, the band is there. And I want to just quickly touch upon that because this year is the 10th anniversary of the Man Machine Poem, which was the final tour that the Tragically Hip did with Gord as their frontman. That album experience, that is an album that has peaks and valleys in terms of tempos, in terms of what the harmony is, the punch that comes through. That, to me, sounded like it would have been a difficult album to produce because it didn't have, it's sticking with this, let's keep it around level C. It went from A to Z in Man Machine Poem. Was that a challenge? Did you record it front to back like that, or was it sequenced differently? I don't know. Your experience. Go ahead. I
haven't really talked about that or talked about this. It was, for me, as great as an experience as it was a difficult experience. Working with the actual band members was great. They were so compatible, and that was I really learned from that. And I learned from their dynamic as well with Gord. But I had just made this beautiful record with Gord, Secret Path, and then going and working with the Hip kind of just took that relationship, and Gord and I, we lost each other for a while. There was this alpha male. I'll say this, there's this idea of, what do you call it when your relationship is open? All the kids were doing it for a while until things got all fucked up. Polyamorous. There's this aspect to this idea of wanting to be polyamorous. In work, in your art and all that stuff, but it's difficult. And I really enjoyed that record. It was a tough time for me making it. He brought us on very soon. He pushed us upon the band. I've talked to Johnny. Johnny's in the book saying I didn't love making that record, and I certainly didn't love the people who made it. So Johnny put out this beautiful ambient recording. I encourage everybody who hasn't heard it. I listened to it and I called him and I said, man, someone just sent this to me took a photo of the clip. And I'm sorry, because we loved playing with Johnny. He was, for us, like getting everybody individually in that band at times was so amazing. Johnny pushed his drumming to another level, but I think they had so much baggage that it only really lasted in the moment. And then there would be times we took one of Robbie Baker's guitar solos on What Blue, stunning song and stunning solo, and we put it through the Eventide machine and we gave it all the gooey beauty, and we played it to him, and he literally said, I don't remember playing that, as if he thought. And Dave Hamelin turned to him and said, do you think we can play guitar like that? Like, we're coming in and souping. So I could see they got beat up. Yeah, they got beat up a bit, I guess, in their last couple of records. But they were very kind. The guys were very into, like, what do you want to do today? What are we doing today? Let's do it. They were very open. But
it's tough,
yeah,
they're already a tight-knit group.
Yeah.
So they have a way, and this is every band. Broken Social Scene has a way. You are a tight-knit group.
Yeah.
And you've been in the van, you've traveled, you've been lost baggage, stuck in airports for days, all this kind of stuff. You end up creating some sort of your own community that is very hard, I think, for others to pop into and interject and to communicate with, because it just kind of, it's like domed in a sense. That's my speculation. I know that you sit with any of the guys in the Tragically Hip, probably anybody in Broken Social Scene. You sit with them one-on-one. They are always going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
Record, but they'll gang up on you real quick if they need to. If
I know. I think that, I mean, who knew? We didn't know. We were just making a record.
Pretty awesome.
Thank you. I thought so. I also, Jeff, sometimes I think if someone said, would you go back and do it again? I'm like, no. That was really hard.
I like it when people...
Hard time.
I like it when people say, I do have regrets. And not to say that this is a regret, but it means you're thinking of it from a different level. It's knowing what you know now. Mm-hmm. You always hear about... if I could go back to being 18 years old, what I would do today. The people who I don't trust are the ones that go, I have no regrets. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You didn't buy Apple stock when it was $1? You didn't buy Bitcoin for 50 cents?
I've always just thought, I'm glad we made it. Gord was probably sick at the time, but we did not know that. He gave me the real deal. He gave me all sides. And I didn't walk away from that without an education.
Did you go to any of the dates on that tour?
I did.
I went to a number of the shows, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to. Because you don't know what anything means. You know that he's not well. I mean, looking back, we knew that he was very ill. And I heard some things and such, but you don't know what to expect. And as the tour was going along, I started hearing more about, tonight was good. There was a couple moments where maybe it could have been, you could tell he was sick, and this is from colleagues who had seen the show. I had the opportunity to see all the Toronto shows. And I was like, I was grateful to go check it out, but I felt sad because I knew there was something that was, it just hit me. It was bigger. I don't know. Then I went to the Hamilton show, and the band blew the roof off the Hamilton show. I was like, this is the best I've ever seen this band. Probably, that's how good this program was. I had been asked after that Hamilton show, the final show being in Kingston, if I wanted to go to the Kingston night. I said no.
Good for you.
Because I've already seen, I'm going out on such a high. I had the greatest night ever with a bunch of pals, tailgating in a schoolyard, completely illegal, and having such a, I remember so much of that night, and I barely remember the other nights. It had such an emotional impact, and I'm so grateful for it. You, as a person who knows the band more than I do, what were those shows for you on that final? As we didn't know it was final, as far as that lineup goes.
I saw the second show in Toronto, and I saw Kingston, and the team around Gord, Jen, and
Bernie,
Patrick, and Bernie, and even the band themselves. I was able to get tickets. I got friends of my dad's into the Hamilton show, and I would always say to them, "Hey, if you can, could we get these kids? They're friendly." And I got my brother. I was getting people into these shows, and they were allowing me that, and I felt very honored. So I didn't ask to go to. I just did Toronto, and I did Kingston. I had not seen Gord, but I was scared, and I didn't sleep the night before. You're gonna get me emotional. I didn't sleep the night before because I was scared to go to that show, and I remember I went with Les. I went with Feisty. And I felt really grounded in going with her for all the ups and downs that we had in each other's lives, and her story of just getting out with the band and on the Phantom Power tour and being with By Divine Right. I didn't know I was going to end up being with her, but I hadn't slept, and I went to the show. And when we made Man Machine Poem, I sat down and asked all of the band members individually what they wanted from the record. It just ended up happening that I thought, okay, I'm going to go ask these guys. And they all said the same thing. They wanted to be able to play about 4 songs and put them in. They just wanted some fresh jams in their set. So when I saw them play 4 songs that night, I felt very happy to be a part of that. I went, oh, that's what they wanted. And they're doing it. And then, I think I felt what we all did. I just felt this incredible elation and peace in the idea that this band, these guys, this crew, this place, we all were there to honor what those songs and those people did for us in our lives.
Without question.
So, and we went out after, and I pulled a full 24 hours. I was out. We went to this after party, and I saw Gord, and he was Elvis. Kingston was wild because I think they speak about it in the film, but just how eerie it was afterwards. There was just this, it was as if it was just the show ended and then everyone was gone. And
almost
there was
a sense of mourning,
this wind coming in,
calm.
and what the fuck? So I am grateful to the operation that they helped not only me, but friends and family get into these shows. And I think that seeing them play 4 songs from Man Machine Poem both times, and they sounded good.
Yeah.
They sounded good. And I thought, wow, this record sounds good live.
Bands, though, they love playing their new songs. They are so fresh. It's so exciting. It's like a new pair of shoes. You just want to show it off, and it's a good vibe. Kevin, we have to wrap.
Okay.
I'm
getting puffier by the minute here with the lights and the heat.
The last
and the
thing, though, I'm just going to say thank you, because we did a show on October 17th. We were in Calgary, and I said, and this was the day that Gord had passed. Mm-hmm. And I woke up in Calgary that morning, and my phone was just exploding. Did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? As if everyone in the world assumed I didn't have social media or news or something. I don't know. And I thought, we're probably not going to have a show tonight because of your connect with the band. And I was okay with it. I was okay with calling it. And I waited to speak with you. You had arrived at the venue. And that whole day I was walking up and down Calgary's, I don't know what street it's called, Center, whatever. It's it's just a pedestrian street where the Palace, where the venue was that we were playing. And every store, every pub, everyone was playing the Tragically Hip. I thought, oh boy. I still don't think we're going to have a show, but I'll ask Kevin, and I said, Kevin, if you don't want to do the show, I totally understand. He goes, you said to me, if it wasn't for you, whether you're bullshitting or not, you said if it wasn't for you, we would probably cancel the show, but we're going to go out and celebrate. And we're going to celebrate this life and this legacy. And I thought, what a beautiful thing. So thank you.
That was a hard day, but we did it. And Dear Rouge were there, and I think everyone in the audience got it. And I thought, am I going to be able to make it through this show? And Charles, to the left of me, unfortunately, his neighbor died that afternoon, who they were so close that he couldn't stop crying. So I was in the middle of the show thinking, am I going to be, oh my God, I got to make sure Charlie's okay. And all I could do was make sure Charles was okay. And I just kept going over to him, and he could not, he was playing everything. He was crying. Gord, his neighbor. Oh man, it was a testament again to you're thinking about yourself, but really you're not supposed, people are hurting.
Yeah.
And, I think I asked his brother Patrick, because there was a wake for him, and I wanted to go back badly because I also wanted to be like everyone. Like I'm his friend. You like me?
Yeah, sure.
Please don't forget about me. But the only place that guy would want you to be is on stage doing what we do. That's what to say. And we had to do that show the night that the day that he passed. We had to do that show. We had to. And we came together as a not as a band, but as a family that night. And we went, let's do it. And we recorded it and all that stuff. And there was pain in the room, but we were all together. The audience, we were in Calgary, a great city. And again, what are you doing if you're not doing it for that? What are you here for? You're doing it for that. And you put so much on the line all the time for so many bands that I meant what I said. I was like, no, we're going to do it for you as well, because you support music. You support independent music, Canadian music, middle-class music. You support those who are really trying. So that's why we did it. Wow, we got emotional there, Jeff.
Kevin Drew, Broken Social Scene. Yeah. Full tour, full album. So much going on.
Yeah, tons.
We got to wrap.
We do. We got to go. I got shit to do. Thank you. Honestly, I when Jake said Jeff Leake, I said yes.
Now forget everything that you thought you knew from the share.